Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my next Focus On video, the main 5 Cutie Marks. Now that we have a new main 5 in My Little Pony: A New Generation, it'd definitely be interesting to go look at their Cutie Marks and see what we could possibly learn about them, so... In some ways, though, I'm a little disappointed that in A New Generation that the Cutie Marks almost feel almost like an afterthought. Friendship is Magic, they were a lot more, I guess, obvious and more like standing out. And, you know, this was, you could tell that this was an important part of this pony. Here, they're a little bit more almost blended in that you almost don't notice them. The Cutie Mark appears only on one side, and in case of the Pegasi, most of the times when their wings are all folded up, you can't even see the Cutie Mark, so... But then again, it was just one movie and we just met these characters, so yeah, this is probably not necessarily the right time to try to be exploring their Cutie Marks, which is why I'm trying to make this video, so anyway, let's get on with it, starting with Hitch. I think Hitch's is kind of straightforward, you know, being the sheriff of Maritime Bay. You know, he has the shield and, you know, the horseshoe. So yeah, it's like, that was kind of, you know, straightforward. He is the protector and the guardian, if you will, of Maritime Bay, so I like that. I think the 2 green hearts are kind of interesting. It's like, I think this is the representation of the critter magnet, where like all the critters just like love him. And it's like, I love you, can I go home with you? And possibly could be related to perhaps what his element of harmony could be if he had one, so we shall see. So anyway, moving on to Izzy. This one honestly was perplexing to me. Is this like a sewing related Cutie Mark? Because we got, you know, buttons and pins, but so far we really haven't seen ponies really wearing clothes in A New Generation. Obviously in Friendship is Magic they wore clothes all the time, and Rarity was basically a dressmaker. I don't think that went away, but it does seem like an odd thing for her. When I think Izzy, I don't think, you know, like clothes or dressmaking. Looking at Izzy's character and the kind of thing that she does, and she's just hyper excited and like, ooh, her sparkle is so bright right now. It's like those things don't really seem to fit this Cutie Mark. This would fit like a character like Rarity, who's obviously like a fashionista and a dressmaker, but Izzy doesn't do those things. However, when we actually see Izzy's home, we realize that she's a crafter, that she does like all these like crafty do-it-yourself kind of stuff. So I think that's what this is representing. It's representing that crafting, you know, making things, and she also has a really good heart as well. So I like that. So now moving on to Tiff. Her Cutie Mark at first kind of seems straightforward, but there's actually a little bit more going on here. The 2 like musical notes, they kind of obviously represent her like singing and performing and like social media star. She's definitely a performer and a singer and all those sorts of things, so that is definitely like the core of her character. But the crown underneath is sort of like the secondary part. Primarily a social media star, but she's also a princess. Is also second in line to the throne, and also I kind of like the up and down like things, like it could be like sort of like the chart like showing like, you know, views and like statistics and stuff. The fact that she's like primarily a social media star, those kind of things are probably important to her. So now moving on to Sunny. I must say, I think hers is probably the most perplexing. Doesn't really make sense to me. This is almost a true Cutie Mark, as I call it, in that, you know, some Cutie Marks are obvious, like Hitch's is obvious, like, oh, he's the sheriff, he is like Defender of Maritime Bay. They reflect almost what they do. Sunny's is not obvious of what it is, other than her name is Sunny Star Scout, so stars. She's got these stars with sort of like this, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. I guess it's a ponytail? I just had a thought. 3 stars! Trying to bring together, you know, the 3 pony kinds, so... an interesting notion. Again, with the stars, Twilight Sparkle also had lots of stars on her Cutie Mark, and that Cutie Mark and those symbols are still relevant today. So yeah, maybe this is kind of the same sort of thing, where instead of like each star representing one of her friends, that maybe this is like trying to represent each of like the pony kinds, and like they're all like together. Go in the future, perhaps Sunny's Cutie Mark might make more sense as to what this means. But anyway guys, I kind of like hers. It's nice. Now finally moving on to Zip. Unfortunately, after getting a good look at this, I almost feel bad about my character analysis video where it's like, oh no, she's not the new Rainbow Dash, because she practically has Rainbow Dash's cutie mark. Rainbow Dash's was slightly different is that it has 3 colors, this only has 2. 3 of those colors were also Rainbow Dash's like main color. It's also the same case here, where these 2 colors are the same colors that are in Zip's main, so at the same time, while Zip might be taking on like Rainbow Dash's role of being like the big adventurous, excited flyer pony, Zip is definitely not Rainbow Dash. She's not Rainbow Dash 2.0. She definitely has a different personality. She might have a lot of similarities to Rainbow Dash, but she's definitely a new character, which I'm definitely excited about. So the other thing that's interesting about Zip's cutie mark is that it also has a crown on the top of it, because she's basically first in line to be the next queen of the Pegasi. I think Zip does more of the kind of leadership things that a princess will have to do. I think that this lightning bolt thing, which I guess is a symbolism of like flying and, like adventurism and, just like kind of stuff, I think definitely is befitting Zip. But I do like the fact that it's in her own colors. So again, kind of similar to Rainbow Dash, but definitely not Rainbow Dash. Which, again, I think is a good thing, because as much as we love those characters, it'll be interesting to see what they do with these new characters. So, yeah, some of these cutie marks were straightforward, and or we haven't really learned all that much about these characters yet to really know what is the true meaning of these cutie marks, but I'm definitely looking forward to finding out. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.